today's webinar session, which is titled Oracle Forms to Apex, a joint success story. So we are very happy that you can join this session, as we realize that everyone is very busy, and we appreciate that you give us an hour of your time today. My name is Sascha Sander, heading global sales at PITS. Happy to be your host today. And it's a great pleasure for me to moderate and take you through a tour through today's session. Well, prior to this webinar, having a look at the chat and before this event starting, it's amazing to see people joining from all over the world, mainly US, Canada, but also South Americas, Europe, over Middle and Far East even. So thanks again to everyone joining today. Well, I'm pretty sure that most of you know PITS already in the past, as PITS has been around since '99 already. And we are working for Americas with PITS LLC out of Troy, Michigan. So we are a truly global company working directly in EMEA from our headquarters in Germany, moreover cooperate and collaborate in various regions with dedicated and certified PITS partners as well, providing our solution and expertise in the market. We are doing very exciting projects, upgrade, migration, modernization within Oracle Forms, and in specific Forms to Apex. And yes, we're striving these technologies tailored to customer needs and successful in upgrade and migration of business critical enterprise applications. Since we talk to a lot of organizations globally, also sharing experience in a lot of sessions in the past, and we run many projects and see that there's a topic on many people's mind. So what to do and how to move forward in upgrading my enterprise applications based on Oracle Forms. Mostly my organization relies heavily on. And the question is how to upgrade to Apex. Well, we do have prepared some very interesting topics for you today. And I can promise this will be a very interesting webinar filled with great content, supported by great speakers. We have organized this session today rather in a format of a panel discussion. So it's a live panel discussion to share information about Oracle Forms to Apex and a real live project experience. So instead of presenting some massive PowerPoint or theoretical perspective that you might experience from the one or the other provider, today it's more a practical discussion joined by Apex, or joined for Apex, joined by Oracle, joined by PITS, and above all and most important, customers' point of view in specific Advantage solution experience. So that said, let's have a quick look here in the next step. That brings me to our main speakers that we have lined up for today. You already see them live joining here. And to all of you, Lisa, Taufik, Stefan, I must tell you that you are all looking great. And you can believe me, I have moderated a couple of sessions in the past, but moreover appreciate that you all share your deep expertise now to all of us in the next hour. So please welcome our panel that introduce themselves with Lisa Kezor, Taufik Mohamed, and Stefan LaRocca, and appreciate, Lisa, if you can provide a quick introduction from your side.
Sascha, thank you so much. And hello, everyone. I'm Lisa Kezor, Advantage Solutions President and CEO, and I'm honored to be here today with our esteemed partners from Oracle and PITS, and look forward to the discussion.
Thank you. Taufik, may I ask you?
Sure, Sascha. So hi, everyone. My name is Taufik. I'm a senior product manager on the Oracle Apex product development team. I also have experience building SaaS-based commercial ERP products using Oracle Apex. I have spent the initial years of my career migrating Oracle Forms applications to Oracle Apex. That's why I'm here. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm excited to be part of this discussion.
Thank you. And Stefan.
Yeah, thank you, Sasha, for hosting this webinar. My name is Stefan Lawaka. I'm living in the Oracle ecosystem for 25 years by now, starting with the earliest version of Forms and Apex. And by now I'm 10 years responsible for business development by PITS, and I'm glad to be the consultant who drives this project together with Lisa.
Great, thank you. Thank you all. So let's see if I get me back here on the video. Here I am. Yeah, great. So thank you. The session will focus on a couple of topics and related questions that we will discuss with the entire panel and get feedback in the discussion among the speakers directly. So we have planned approx 40 minutes for this part. Others than the speakers remain with the microphone muted and cameras off due to bandwidth, but you will have the opportunity, of course, to place your questions in the chat during the session, that we will retain those questions to answer in the Q&A part at the end of the panel discussion. The nice thing, we have received a lot of interesting questions during the registration process already. And just to make sure that we will answer all of those, if not live, at least be assured to get all of them answered in a follow-up. So that said, let's see and start with the first topic, talking about why to upgrade. Yeah, well, why to upgrade. So this first topic, I appreciate, Lisa, if you could describe your initial drive to upgrade your application.
Certainly. Thank you, Sasha. I think I'll start with a little elevator speech about Savantage. So Savantage Solution is a premier provider of consulting, technology, and business support services and solution to government agencies. I'm the founder and CEO. We are a software company, and we have our ERP suite that we've designed and built using Oracle technologies. It's used by large federal agencies with thousands of users. We are a long-term Oracle partner, and we are experts in Oracle application development. We are a privately held company in Rockville, Maryland, and we're about 150 employees. We were looking for a browser-independent platform for our solutions, and that is a limitation with the Oracle Forms. And we're also looking for better options to enhance the customer experience, usability, security inherent in our products. And that is what brought us to why upgrade.
Yeah, wow. Thank you, very interesting. So following topic is why upgrade now, why Apex, and I think it's perfect to Taufik to jump in. So Taufik, if you hear such kind of requirements, as Lisa just mentioned, what do you think? Apex is the right choice for Lisa?
Sure, Sasha. So advantages of using Apex are multifold. The first advantage is cost. There are no licensing costs associated with Oracle Apex. Oracle Apex is a feature of Oracle database. So if you have a license for Oracle database, you already have Oracle Apex, right? And another advantage is for Apex, there is no client software that is required, unlike in Forms, where every developer needs form builder software installed on their computers. To build applications with Apex, all you need is a web browser. Once the development environment is configured, your developers only need the URL to access the dev environment, and they can start building applications right away. That's one pain point lesser to getting started. Also, Apex is a comprehensive low-code platform, which means you can build UI, manage database objects, create and use RESTful services, and migrate data, all this without leaving the Apex IDE. So Apex is a complete package with all the tools you would need to build applications. And the next benefit of using Apex is UI. As Lisa already mentioned, customers are looking to build browser agnostic, operating system agnostic applications. To take it a step forward, they also want their applications to be accessible, not just on high resolution devices, but also on devices that fit in your hand. Apex uses universal theme, which guarantees responsiveness. Applications built using Apex use universal theme out of the box. And the universal theme is designed by UX experts on the Apex team, making sure all the web design standards are met. So developers don't have to worry about writing explicit CSS to make their applications responsive. Now that I have mentioned mobile, Apex also has the PWF feature, using which web applications built using Apex are installable on mobile devices. And coming to what's in it for Oracle Forms customer, the biggest advantage you get with Apex is reusability. All the underlying database programs like packages, functions, procedures can be easily called directly from Oracle Apex. Therefore, you do not need to write extensive database business logic, which you are already using in Oracle Forms. So that's the biggest advantage. Why Apex?
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Taufik. So a lot of arguments, of course, a lot of topics you already mentioned. So yeah, in general, very, very good, very positive, but I think it's always a question on how it's tailored or how does it meet then to customers' requirements. So that's a question for why Apex for Savantage. So Lisa, you heard about these arguments, so I'm pretty sure that you considered those. But what were your key factors to decide in favor of Apex?
Well, first, I'm certainly glad Taufik thinks Apex is right, because if not, we would be in a real situation right now, since it's already moved in that direction. But clearly, Savantage's products are 100% built on Oracle, and we followed Oracle really since the early 1980s, and we keep current and evaluate all Oracle options. In this case, we looked at the Oracle Application Development Framework, ADF, as well as Oracle Visual Builder. But Apex basically blew us away and literally had us at hello. For those of you familiar with the line spoken by Dorothy to Jerry Maguire. We also want to highlight that having the right partner to help us with this upgrade journey was a really important factor for us as well. And we were impressed with the PITS team and their conversion model product, which streamlined the process for us considerably. And there was no need for us to manually do rewrites, which of course Taufik also touched on. So Apex was an easy solution.
Okay, thank you very much. So getting to the next topic, so talking about upgrading forms and why upgrade forms. So I'd like to invite Stefan to jump in here as well. So Stefan, as a PITS product, like Forms to Apex Modeler gets as much as possible out of the existing customer's application and make the upgrade process easier and more efficient. So much more, what are the dedicated reasons to consider existing Forms application in that case? So what is so important here?
Yeah, thanks. In kind of such upgrade projects, the main part which is different to a new development on a greenfield is the way of the requirement specification. So the requirement specification is totally different in such projects, based on the way how we define the scope, how we understand the business needs from the customer, and how we're discovering an end-to-end functionality. Let's consider the upgrade from part of the project for a product from Savantage. That was a running, or is a running product. It's running in Forms. So the document or the code itself is the best requirement specification to get, because it fulfills the actual requirement of the customer. It works. So we could trust the code, and we could trust the user who's running the code. And that is what Taufik mentioned. If we go from Forms to Apex, we could overtake a lot of things. Database access to all database objects are the same. The business rules could be overtaken. The validations are available and existing. And with our product, it's not necessary to run with my human eyes over all the code. So there's no need for reading the code. There is no blank page interviews that I start with Lisa and her team by asking, what do you want to do? How the screen should look like? What should we do over here with this button? It's all given in the existing Forms application. So there are no wrong assumptions in such kind of interviews. We trust the code. Also, we trust how the dependency in the code is defined. So if we see links to other parts of the application, if we recognize specific patterns in their existing software development, we could try to overtake them to Apex. So there is no question to existing architects or developer, how did you solve this? How do you do exception handling? How do you do security? That is not necessary. It's all given in the existing Forms application. So Lisa and her team could focus on what is really new. What should we change in the requirement specification? Everything which is existing could be overtaken. So from the product perspective, we take all the implementation, all the million lines of code, generate requirements out of them, bring them into a clean state, and that is a base for us for referencing and generating the code fragments. So that is the reason why it's necessary to rely on the existing code which is available.
Yeah, thank you. That's very important here to have this message, and it's not so comfortable always talking about hurdles, but we should discuss about typical hurdles from Forms to Apex. Definitely having this very open communication, and I think this is a question to Taufik again. So for such customers as we just see and just described here, having a long-running Forms background, there will definitely some changes in concepts necessary. Isn't it, Taufik?
Yes, Sasha, certainly. So coming to challenges, I mean, architecture-wise, Oracle Apex and Oracle Forms are slightly different. For example, if you look at how they connect to the database, in Forms, the database session is persistent throughout the application session. Whereas with Apex, the user session is not coupled with the database session. This improves scalability and performance, but this also means scenarios like package instantiation using system variables like session ID, etc., need to be handled differently in Apex than in Forms. And coming to other challenge, Apex also issues implicit commits within the code flow. So for cases where a transaction spans across multiple triggers in a Forms application, such scenarios would need to be handled differently in Apex. And coming to integrations with external systems, if your Forms server is interacting with external systems like file server, etc., such integrations may also need to be redesigned in the context of Apex, which uses REST-based web service to interact with external systems. And also, we can't miss out authentication. Every application needs authentication, right? In a typical Forms application, you would be authenticating using database user credentials. But in Apex, in the context of web technologies in general, there is a whole array of mechanisms you can use to authenticate users. So you can use social logins, you can implement single sign-on, two-factor authentication, etc. So these are all not hurdles exactly. These are all solvable problems which need discussion at the early stage of the project.
Okay, that's a valid point. So no hurdles, but solutions only. That's great. So if this is in that way how Taufik described, so definitely, or independent from that, there are a lot of decisions to make in the beginning of such a project. So this is something that I think everybody has to face starting this kind of upgrading. So Stefan, a question back to you. How did the Forms to Apex model or product supports Advantage solutions in that first stage?
That is what Taufik directly addressed. There are some hurdles, but there are solutions available in Apex, and they have to be discussed in the beginning of the project. So before we start converting or generating one line of code or one Apex object. So that is really one task of the project plan. With our product, we have a very good functionality in kind of pattern recognition. of all these tasks. So what Taufik mentioned, if we rely on existing transactions, which should be posted or rolled back, we could identify that in code. If there are address specific sys context variables or user environment variables, etc. All these hurdles are part of our pattern recognition in the product. So while starting with the analysis on the customer code, we directly see what are the points we should discuss, what are the reasons we should clarify, and the question we should clarify. And the best is we could see if that is a regular pattern for the customer, or if it's an exception, or it's regular with an allowed exception. So we dive deep into code without the need of having hundreds of consultants walking through the code. And together with the help of Oracle, and thanks Taufik, we are able to advise such solutions. So we follow the Apex advices how to solve these different kind of obstacles and integrate that into our product for the first decision on the architecture. The project plan itself is based on two different factors. So if everything is designed and defined in the beginning, it's a matter of effort and expertise. So the effort for the migration comes out of the analysis by a cleaned and refactored module. So we try to bring the modules in a shape where they are best prepared for a requirement specification, so no technical debt, and everything which is allowed to move to the database as business logic will be moved to the database. So we know what is the remaining effort for documentation, for layouting the Apex application, and for some of those typical obstacles. At the least, we evaluate the remaining code with specific key performance indicators for the code. We know something like maintainability of the code or complexity of the code. Together, we calculate a weight for a specific module which described the effort of the work after the migration. And the other one, the expertise. So how familiar the team is, how good the Apex expertise in that team is. Together with these values, we are able to generate or calculate a velocity of the team, and those values together allow us to calculate in the very first weeks of the project an exact project plan.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. I think to think about this or mention the project plan again, and that brings me to this cluster-wise cluster discussion. So, Lisa, I remember when we presented the first analysis Stefan just mentioned and the results of the first analysis, we were talking about the project plan. So my question is, why did you choose to start with asset management, and which benefits did you expect with this first cluster and asset management?
Thank you for asking, Sasha. Our asset management module is a separate COTS product from our core financial system product, but it integrates together. There is a demand for good asset module solutions in our market space. So given the smaller footprint for the initial tech upgrade and the potential future demand, it was a good candidate for a pilot for us with Apex before migrating the entire suite.
Okay.
And we were, pretty confident that we would be successful, particularly when we have all of the Oracle expertise and Pitt's expertise along with ours working together. We've been working with Oracle for a very long time. We are CMMI development level 3 rated organization for software development, and our initial testing processes were rigorous. So I think that getting past asset management gave us confidence to move forward. Okay,
so you could ensure that the complete app is still usable then?
Yes, sir. Of course.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. Okay. Good. So regarding this project plan and this first cluster that is a topic finally regarding a staged approach and task force. So Stefan, is this a typical approach, what we just discussed about this staged approach and clustering, and finally what is left by the product?
Yeah. So first of all, yes, Sasha, it's really highly advised that such a migration, even for a large system like Lisa described with the whole ERP suite, is done in a staged approach. So that is directly the right way. We support identifying that kind of clusters by having some graph algorithms available on the dependencies of all forms modules, so that we help to see where are good borders between these clusters and to minimize the need to switch between forms and Apex. The good is, that is what Taufik described in one of his first sentence, that forms and Apex are running on the same database. So we could share data, we could share implementation, and that is good. So we have a very smooth migration upgrade from forms to Apex in that situation. In some case, like except as a sample, the transaction management, it's necessary that we may change existing database packages. But with our dependency management, we saw where they are unused, and we are able to bring them in a situation where both frameworks, Forms and Apex, are able to use the same PL/SQL code in the background. The second part of your question was what was left for the development. So the upgrade is not 100% code generated application. There will be definitely work left for the developers, but we try to help the developers as much as possible with our product, because due to the fact that we have a very deep understanding with the product on the existing Forms application, we know exactly what will be left for the developer. So we could directly create very more or less micromanagement tasks for the developers to finalize the work. Based on that, we could provide something like burn down chart. In typically project management tools, we use Jira in that project. So the project lead has a very fancy burn down chart and see if everything is on track during the remaining work. And last but not least, we try to help the developer with a couple of support in the Apex page designer itself, so that he's directly pointed where original Forms code is migrated to Apex code, so that even a Forms developer is able to get more and better understandable or better developing in Apex.
Okay. So talking about Apex in this and focus here on let's say new technologies like using Apex now, it requires to build up also this new expertise around Apex and with Apex. So we just heard from Stefan, there is still work needed at the end, even if it's well documented in a well documented way. And Lisa, beside of this, I'm pretty sure that your team will definitely maintain and extend your product on your own. So how do you onboard your team?
Sasha, you're absolutely right. And, we've already moved to the stage where we are supporting it and definitely moving forward with our new products in Apex by ourselves. However, I want to say, working with PITS has been a great educational experience, and the tool I think was extremely helpful. And, one of the differentiators when we talked about what partner we wanted to work with. And we have been excited to have knowledgeable folks working with us along every step. And during the Apex journey, we also, we augmented our internal R&D team with Apex expertise as part of the effort. And as a company, we are long-term experts in Oracle software application development. So building up the knowledge fits right within our core competencies. And we've incorporated, desk side working with those experienced in the Apex tool, to individual training, to classroom training, and it's been successful. That our team has embraced the change, and we're excited for all the things the future has to offer.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear, and that you speed up so in this way also. But it's also good to have this really huge expertise background of your team already. So in general, I think it's always good to know how to learn Apex, and I think this is then a rather question directly to Taufik again. So Taufik, you mentioned Apex trainings at the beginning. So what is your advice how a team could prepare at the best for an Apex project?
Oh, where do I start? So we are actively building content to enable developers to learn Apex. First thing. So if you are a beginner and want to get started with Apex, you can visit apex.oracle.com/go/foundations. This is an Apex Foundations course coming directly from the Apex team. This is a 3.5-hour course explaining the basics of Apex. Also, as we speak, we are also working on another more advanced course called Apex Developer Professional, which we aim to release later this year. So by the time you finish the foundations course, grasping the basics of Apex, understanding Apex as a beginner, you will have a more advanced course waiting for you. So the learning content will keep coming. That's a guarantee. And also, we also have hands-on labs. So using hands-on labs, you can learn how to build complete applications step by step. So in hands-on labs, you can learn how to convert a spreadsheet to an Apex application. You can learn how to build a shopping cart application like Amazon. You can also learn how to build a movies watch list application using Apex. So hands-on lab are a great way to get your hands dirty with Apex. And we also have something called forums.oracle.com. During your learning process or during Apex development, if you get stuck or have any questions, you can visit apex.oracle.com/forum. Almost everyone on the Apex development team are available on this platform, answering your questions, trying to help you. Not just the Apex team, Apex has a strong developer community. Apex experts from across the globe will be able to help you with your queries on this particular forum. And as Apex team, we also host office hour webinars where we deep dive into various concepts around Apex. So I suggest you subscribe to these webinars and attend them live. So to subscribe, you can visit apex.oracle.com/office hours. These webinars are also recorded and hosted on YouTube. So there is a plethora of information in these webinars. You can watch them at apex.oracle.com/YouTube. And we also write blogs as Apex team, the developers as well as the product managers. We write detailed blogs on topics that interest most Apex developers. We also have blogs on Apex on Oracle Cloud. You can read all these blogs at apex.oracle.com/blog. So the bottom line is there is no dearth of learning material for Apex. It's up to you where you get started.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for this information given. So definitely we already experienced this, and your teams are very, very busy, and you provide such a valuable information about that. So thanks for this. Again, just also to summarize here for all of us. I think now we're coming to a nice, interesting topic. So nobody talks about problems. We talk about challenges. Yes, and in general, there are challenges we all have to face in life and business. But well, this to Lisa, what are the major challenges in upgrading? So beside Apex specific questions, means what are your challenges in this project?
Well, looking back some, Apex has been around for a while. And as our esteemed Oracle representative expressed, they're continuing to provide education and experience opportunities, and that's evolving. So one of the challenges for us was certainly to find the right partner to help us execute this upgrade process. in addition to Oracle, and that's how we've met the PITS team. And as a backdrop, Savantage, we definitely like to be leading edge, but not bleeding edge in our solutions for our customers. And so once we had PITS on board, the rest of the upgrade, frankly, seemed relatively smooth. We have deep Oracle application experience. You all do. Oracle does. And we're an in-house software development company. So I think once we found the right teaming partners, that really overcame what was our major challenge. And I also believe that because much of our logic was already built into the Oracle database through database packages, our solution, it made the upgrade much simpler. And I'm sure Stefan can echo that as well. So I think it's, surrounding the people, and we've got the right people in the right place. And again, I'm very excited about the future and being able to provide leading edge solutions for our customer.
Oh, thank you. Thank you giving this feedback to us and talk about these challenges. I think business is made by people, but having the right people at the right time, right place with a good product, that's great. That's really, really perfect. Thank you, Lisa. Talking about the future, you already mentioned what's up to come. To Stefan, so talking about the product and the methodology, so can you take us with a quick look in the near future? Are there already plans for the next releases of the PITS Forms to Apex modeler available?
So yes, I'd like to point out two different topics. One of them is we are about releasing a product end of the month, which takes care about more the business process discovery functionality in such upgrading projects. Lisa has a very brilliant team with a deep knowledge and deep understanding of their own application. So every time when there's a specific question, what should be enhanced or extend, we get directly a feedback. That is not true for all of our customers. Forms applications are maintained over a very long period of time. The documentation is not very well. The developers are changing over time. So we often face situations where customers don't have such deep understanding. And therefore, we enhance our product suite with the possibility to recognize business processes. That is a totally game changer in that kind of upgrade scenarios, because we could streamline the new Apex application to the really used and existing business processes. So that is one major functionality. The other one is we improve the code generation for the next release. So that is, we start focusing on the most used functionality, that is data access, moving business logic to database, doing the validation on client side. That is already covered. And now it's time to get hands-on to the more rare functionality from forms to improve the factor of generation. General, in our product, we use no wrapper around any existing forms application. There's no proprietary software in the generated code. We are in a very, very tight cooperation with the Oracle Apex product team, and that's what we are very proud of. So we follow all their advice and follow Apex best practice. And that is what we continuously improving in our product.
Wow, that sounds pretty sharp and interesting. So especially when you just mentioned the process manager and process recording and being a game changer. Not a spoiler from my side, folks out there. There will be a session definitely about that, because this topic is great and fantastic and amazing. This is something that I can promise you pure from functional perspective. But this is something to come definitely from our side. Thank you, Stefan. Well, what's about Apex, Taufik? We heard already a lot of benefits of Apex. today as well. And we know that you guys at Oracle are continuously working on new Apex versions. Are you allowed to give us a quick, small insight, a sneak preview, or some nice information about?
Well, we can't predict what is there in the future, but I can definitely give you the roadmap, what we plan to do. So we are actively working on including more advanced mobile features under PWA. So PWAs are being widely adopted, and we want to put Apex in the hands of people, not just on desktops. So we also have plans to make integrations of Apex with version control systems like GitHub more seamless, so that the application development lifecycle management becomes more easy for Apex developers. We are also working on extending support for MySQL. As of today, you can already show data from MySQL databases in Apex. We would like to extend this further to handle a whole range of CRUD operations from MySQL database. And also Apex has a workflow component to implement digital process automation, which is a critical component in every enterprise application. We have plans to make it more intuitive so that even a non-developer can build business workflows in Apex. So for sure, these are exciting times to be an Apex developer and an Apex customer.
Good. Thank you. Thank you so much, Taufik. So the final question for this panel, at least, for before we go move forward, also discuss about some customer questions. So to Lisa, appreciate just a quick outlook. What can we expect from Vantage in the near future?
Well, we're now also using Apex for our new products and enhancements, which will soon be available in the market. And further, since we now have Apex migration experience as a company, and we have excellent partnerships with both Oracle and PITS, we're looking to bring that expertise as a service provider to help other federal agencies. So, again, we're very excited about the future.
Yes.
And
good to hear. Good to hear. We are as well. So thank you very much to all of you for this vital discussion here. Interesting topics that we spread around a real life project experience. So before moving forward to the Q&A session, just give me, I'd like to take the opportunity to summarize the topics we talked about. So the last 40 minutes approx. So we heard about the reasons to upgrade to Apex, and this in specific from Lisa from Vantage view. We heard about a couple of reasons for Apex itself and specifics from Oracle Forms to Apex. Taufik stated about some hurdles to overcome in this process. Stefan emphasized a proved and solid methodology to guide and support the successful processes, namely the staged approach, not a big bang, but a staged approach based on clusters agreed to upgrade. We listen about on how to learn and improve Apex in the project, but also experienced some major challenges with a real life project to be successful. Finally, getting an outlook here from Oracle and Apex and next steps and future releases from Stefan from PITS, and finally next steps and prospect by Vantage Solutions for ongoing and further success. So again, thank you very much. At this time and at this stage, I'd like to open the Q&A because we saw a flurry of questions coming in during the session already. I have my dear colleague, Uta, who took care about those questions. And I appreciate, Uta, my question to you, would you like to present some of those in the panel to answer live?
Yes, I would like to. I would
Cool.
also like to use the opportunity to actually get back to the Q&As which have been asked during the session. They will be definitely answered all. Maybe if not answered now, they will be answered as Sasha mentioned before after the session. So no worries about that. Also, the information which Tofik shared with us, all the blogs or the YouTube videos and stuff, they also will be shared afterwards. Yeah, so don't worry about that. And I'm happy to actually take up some of the questions we got beforehand and also during the session. So stay tuned if your question will be answered. So yeah, Lisa, I think the first question actually that would definitely fit to you. So what are the benefits for your client, but as well for you as a company?
Thank you. Enhancing the customer's experience through awesome usability features and enhancing security features within the applications are both benefits of Apex that are exciting for our customers. Larry Ellison speaks to those benefits in his Cloud World 2022 presentation. And of course, we're looking forward to 2023 upcoming soon. So I think that Apex is a great path forward, and we're glad to be following Oracle as we have for many, many years.
Well, great. Thank you, Lisa. So the next question asked is Apex scalable and secure as Oracle Forms has been? Tofik, I think that question would be a good fit for you.
Sure, Ruta. So the short answer is yes. As explained earlier, Apex architecture provides scalability out of the box. As long as you use out-of-the-box components in Apex, they are developed keeping security in mind. And also Apex also provides various options like authorization schemes, authentication schemes to help you implement security in your apps.
Yeah, great. Thank you. So yeah, the next question asked is, do we have to rewrite the business logics, which are part of the Oracle Forms 10G and written in the form of procedure, function, and form level triggers? Stefan, would you answer that question for us, please?
Yeah, thanks. Really. And the answer is no and yes. So it depends. With our product, we have the possibility to evaluate each procedure, each function, and each trigger, if it's possible to move them to database. And that means we are able to refactor them in a way that references to blocks, items, parameters, and a subset of built-in functionality could be replaced if we move them to database. But as I said before, there will be definitely code left, which has to be rewrite in Apex in kind of either PL SQL as well or JavaScript, whatever is better in that case. So with our assumption and our calculation, there's around about 30 to 40% of the code which will be moved into database and could be saved with this.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, the next question probably fits pretty good to it. It is it possible to use the functionalities of Forms and Apex in parallel, actually?
Yeah, now that's the reason why we try to move them to database. So to make them reusable for Forms, Apex, and any other client which may use the same functionality. And yes, it's best designed to use them in parallel. There are possibilities to call Apex from Forms and the other way around. You could share information from client side. You could share information from database side. So that works side by side very good and allow you to have a running application during your migration time.
Okay, brilliant. That sounds pretty promising. Yeah, for the person who actually asked the question. Next one I would like to read out. Yeah, what's the best solution to accommodate accessing client, attach devices like scanner check, endorsement devices, and so forth, from a browser application like Apex? Tofik, would you answer the question for us?
Sure, Ota. Thank you. So that's a very good question, but I'm going to give a generic answer. So that depends. That depends on which device you're trying to access and whether browser itself has exposed APIs to make it possible. However, Apex also has a plugin framework. So even if some features like accessing a certain client attached device is not implemented out of the box in Apex, you can implement the same using the web browser APIs and standardize this particular implementation as a plugin. So Apex facilitates that. Also, I would also like to mention apex.world, which is a website having plethora of plugins created by Apex community. If you are trying to configure a specific client device, you can go there and check if there is already a plugin available and import that into your Apex applications and use it. So yeah, that depends.
Okay. Okay, but it covers pretty much. So thank you for that answer. And what is about the upgradability of the auto-generated code?
Yeah, that is easy to answer. It's 100%. So I saw some similar questions in the chat. So the auto-generated code is exactly the same like you work on a regular base with Apex. We use the regular import functionality to import the code into your generated Apex application. We follow Apex best practice, and if the day after some developers open the Apex page designer, there should not be any byte which decide and allow him to identify if that is generated with our product or if it's handmade. So there is no generated code which has to be updated in a different way. We generate Apex, we use their core functionality, and it's in the same you like to, or you will code your application.
Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you, Stefan. And next question asked was, how do you develop as a team in Apex? Tawfiq, can I hand over the question to you?
Sure. So Apex makes it possible for multiple developers to work on same application without stepping on each other's shoes. So page locking, Apex provides a feature called page locking, using which if a developer is working on a page, he can lock the page so that other developers cannot edit it. And also every attribute in Apex has update protection. So if I am updating a particular attribute and if other developer is also updating the same attributes, he gets an error message saying that this is already modified by other user. So that this all features prevent one developer running over other developers code. Apex also has team development module using which the entire team can track their bugs or milestones in Apex. And I would also suggest you to take a look at technical white paper published by my colleague Steve Munch. This white paper has a detailed explanation of how developers can work as a team in Apex. It explains even the CI/CD processes that you can achieve with Apex. So yeah, that's something which I would suggest you to take a look at.
Brilliant. Thank you, Tawfiq. Lisa, we also got some questions concerning specific projects. So the next question I would like to ask you. How was your development team reacting to the decision to go with Apex? And next to that, the question also included the part, did they fear to lose forms, or are they excited to step into Apex? You kind of scratched the topic already before, so if you would like to take up that question, that would be brilliant.
It's been great for our team. They're highly experienced software programmers, and now with the low code, no code component, it enables our sophisticated, technical, difficult elements to be handled by our programmers, and our consultants are really happy to build new skills in Apex to support the development team in the more minor issues that don't require such detailed experience, which enables us to, do things we've been an agile development organization for a while, but this, again, the low code, no code component allows us to really make sure we're going to market more quickly. So it's been great for our team.
Cool. Thank you. And one last question, actually, I would like to ask you, Lisa. Did you get the expected result?
Well, our expected result was to offer browser independence for our customers, and Apex has done that for us. The unexpected result was the ease in which our developers really transitioned to the tools and the ease of the conversion. Now that we're doing our new products in Apex, sometimes our teams talk about maybe doing prototypes in Forms and then converting versus like development. But really, it's only sometimes in concept. So the unknown for us, it was, of course, how would our customers accept and expect the new look and feel? And frankly, that's also gone extremely well.
Really good
Okay.
to hear. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Sasha, so that has been so far from the question
Yeah,
sent.
thank you very much. I see that there are a lot of other questions, but taking in account time, definitely I propose to move forward here, just to wrap up the next steps possible. So that said, in a follow-up, all participants will receive a couple of some more information as promised before. So first, we will provide the recording of this session. So this will be available in short term. Second, we will prepare and provide a Q&A, so an overview of all questions and our answers to this, especially to all participants in a follow-up. And third, you will also receive a summary of a Forms to Apex approach and support by PITS, including an overview on starting options possible. So just tailored to your requirements. And I trust that with all this information provided today, ideally, you will become all more confident with your Forms to Apex plans. And anyway, for any question that you may have or any support you need, and independent on what project steps you currently face, as mentioned, if you just evaluate, if you're already started a project or working on a pilot, we would be more than happy to help with our expertise and solutions. And we do offer this kind of analysis, workshops, and project support from initial cluster up to full project support. So at this stage, I like to thank again the panel for this vital discussion. It was definitely very fruitful. I'm very excited about that, what I heard today. Thanks to Stefan sharing PIT's view and experience. Thanks to Taufik from Apex Product Management and answers given to topics discussed from Oracle perspective. And specifically, I want to thank Lisa for sharing her experience from a Forms to Apex experience in the project with everyone here. Highly appreciated to all of you. Thank you very much. Not to miss to mention that we had around 200 plus registrations for this web session, with only few not attending, which is incredible. And we know how important this topic is, and we are here to help. So finally, thanks to everyone for attending. I wish you all a great day or a nice evening wherever you are. Stay safe and bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, team.